Hi, this is my data protocol for AEP 858, Module 17. I am Dana Jo Unruh. What is data protocol? Data protocol is actually a process that focuses or centers conversation around data in a useful or structured manner. On this slide, I chose to represent my particular school and how we are pre-K through fourth and how we are all interconnected and how our data from pre-K actually affects fourth and kindergarten affects fourth, first grade affects fourth. We're all connected. So our data is really important back and forth and how we are all connected as a school. So if fourth grade is failing, then pre-K is failing. We need to work together as a team and as a school to achieve our ultimate goals. So the first step in my protocol would be to assemble. We are going to assemble to discuss goals and visions to be able to decide what we're going to focus our data collection on. I think that a lot of times is a step people forget. Data collection next would be what we would do, but the type of data would depend on what our vision or goal that we decided we were looking for would be. So if we were looking for reading scores, we would obviously look at reading data. If we were looking at how we affected our community or how our community was affecting us, we would again look at different data. And then we would come back together and take the time to analyze and interpret our data to see if it's something that we can use, and we're going to make sure that it is desegregated so it's more easily understandable and usable. From there, we're going to take time to identify our gaps or deficits as well as our strengths. And we're going to use this data to allow us to create our new working goals that we are going to set our direction off of. From there, we're going to implement our new goals. This implementation sometimes is more difficult than it seems, but if we take time and really look at what we're going to do, we will be able to set ourselves in the right direction and be successful. Then lastly, we're going to evaluate. Now, I say that because we need to make sure we take time to reevaluate to see if our given path is actually working. If it's not working, we need to act and adjust our direction or course of action. Data dialogue. The first thing we're going to do, the actual dialogue we're going to have within these conversations is going to be review the purpose of the data team again. Why are we there? What are we actually looking for? The second would be to overlook or look over all of the data you have, not just deficits, not strengths, everything. Then you would find things, identify things that really stand out to you, both positive and negative, and make sure we make note of those because it's really important to see not just the negative, but also the positive. Then we're going to discuss those areas of strengths and weaknesses or needed growth and see if we can find reasoning or justification for those points of data. Then we're going to work off of that and create our new goals and decide a direction that needs to be taken. Lastly, we're going to discuss implementation and strategies that could be used to put us on the right track to reach our goals. In my reflection, I initially thought that my staff would be skeptical, and I'm sure they would. However, support and implementing something like this with fidelity, hopefully the staff would know that data is here to stay. The more we know about the students we teach, the easier our job will actually become. Having the groundwork laid for us usually makes the process much easier to follow. This will allow my staff to know which steps to take and what the focus should be while they're inside of each step. Support is key in retaining good teachers. And when implementing something new, it is important to make sure that there are even more supports in place to give a sense of security and confidence while they're in this process and learning. The protocol I created isn't subject specific, and I did this because with the explicit reasoning that I wanted it to be more adaptable for any form of data that we may need to review. The other reason I chose to create the protocol in this manner was to fit different situations because not all data is subject specific, and we need a well-rounded protocol system that we can use with anything we need.